It's Clobberin time! It's Clobberin time!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
Clobberin time! Clobberonimo! It's Clobberin time! Clobberonimo!
Clobberonimo indeed. Greetings, clobberers, clobberonimos, clobberooskies, clobberoids, clobberettes. What are some of the other ones? I forget. Clobber. What are clobberites? Clobberites. Yeah. Don't forget those. Thank you, Fiona. Yeah, and all kinds of other clobbers. And the secret for everyone else is to bang the rocks together, guys. Hello, hello, my good friends. Welcome on a Monday night. The Monday Night Mark C. Comics Talk. Where else but here on Clobberin Times? This, of course, will be issue number 487 on YouTube. Nearing 3 years over here now. 1,287 overall for 14 years of doing this silliness. And hey, it's good to see you, my dear friends. I always love doing this, just talking some comics. Big shout out to my great buddy J-Man. I had a fantastic time hanging out with him earlier, talking some Legion, reviewing 3 more issues of installments of our beloved Legion of Superheroes. Appearances in order, getting down to them really coming out on their own, now getting started. So we're going to handle it all. The entire Silver through Bronze Age, 1958 to 1989. And the great J-Man and the great Sean on J-Man's Extraordinary Channel. Really been enjoying that. Although next week, it'll be something different. Next week, we'll be on Earth B. And I'll get that announced Wednesday, what we're going to be doing. But as always, Earth B, we basically go talk about Earth B, Bob Haney. Let's see. Well, we have, as Fiona says, clobberinos, clobberers, clobberians, clobbians, clobberisi. I don't know what that clobberis. Clobbanians, clobberdites, clobberers. Clobbers is the first, of course. Clobberonimos, clobberoids, clobbertrons. Oh my goodness, on and on with the clobs. Clobberinos, clobsters, clobbists, clobophiles, clobbeninks, rather. Clobbodons, clobbernauts, clobberado, and clobberon. Thank you, Fiona. There's a lot of work you went to there and a lot of trouble you went to. Much appreciated. Anyway, speaking of all that, show notes, of course. what do we got going on up in here in the future? I'll announce whatever. And by the way, J-Man, if you hear me, buddy, I'm not sure if that issue I sent you or not is going to be our Bob Haney. Take a look at it, but I'm not sure if that's going to be it or there's another one I'm toying with. But by Wednesday, I will have it sussed out which Bob Earth trip to Earth B for Bob Haney that we will be taking, and I will let you know for sure. In the meantime, of course, as always, coming up on Clobberin Times, we've got and I had a great time at Mark C's Geekery last night on his great channel. Our good buddy Mark D with the C, our chief engineer. And let's see. What? Wednesday night, of course, I will be here for the Wednesday night wildcard Wednesday night. But before that, always on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm hanging out with the great Tom Connors and the great Midnight's Edge After Dark, folks. On Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 6 Central, and on 7 Central on Wednesdays, of course, with my good buddy Stone Loki on his great channel for the Comic Book Roundtable, and on Friday nights 8:30, my good buddy Nick Weiser's channel for Comic Shop Talk. But as far as my own channel is concerned, of course, as you know, we're here for the big Monday night Mark C Comics Talk that we're here for tonight, and this week's just open talk, but sometimes I'll have a specific topic, and other times we're just random, just anything that goes comics talk. And then, of course, Wednesday nights, pretty much Wildcard Wednesday, very similar to that, except it could be anything. It doesn't have to be comics, and sometimes it can. Sometimes I'll throw a topic. Sometimes I'll just sit and hang with you, my dear friends. Then, of course, on Thursday nights, it's the Clubhouse with my wonderful First Officer Raquel and, of course, the great Chief Engineer Mark D with a C. We review Tales of Tomorrow episode. We will review Jerry Anderson's UFO episode, and then a new feature starting this week on the Clubhouse that I'm going to use as videos as well. It is, of course, Clobby's Star Trek Comics Reviews. I'm going to review a random Star Trek comic from a bygone era or even a new one. We'll throw them all in there. They're all game, and we'll do a segment on that on the Clubhouse, and of course I will make videos of that. A couple years back, I did a stream about the history of Star Trek comics, and I've been looking. I miss the days when I had something to more to contribute to the Clubhouse, like my Tripwire day. Say what you want, hungry boy. I had a lot of fun with Tripwire. I wanted to have something to go back to comics again, but of course we've got the comics talk for main comics talk here tonight. But for the Clubhouse, we need some comic book element to it. And since it's also a lot of Trek fans, we're going to talk Trek comics. I'm going to review a random Star Trek comic from the past and some from the current day even. We're going to mix it up a little bit on Thursday nights at the Clubhouse. And then, of course, as always, there's Saturday night Star Trek, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. In this case, of course, 4 more episodes of Season 7 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine reviewed by my First Officer and myself. So there is all of that. And now, my good friends, let me do some shout-outs now that we've got the show notes out of the way. As always, like to shout out our fantastic wrenches, and then I'll get to our other friends in the chat. We value you all being here. We thank you all who are lurking, all watching later on a replay or a rewatch. Thank you so much. But tonight, of course, with us, the great Eric K. Good to talk to you last night, buddy. And I'm glad you're hanging with us, man. And I hope you're doing well tonight. The bronze wrencher himself, the great Eric K. There's, of course, the great Chris Persia, Vindicated Wrench of the North. All you do is appreciated, buddy. Thank you so much, man. Great stuff, and I appreciate it. It's great to see you here, sir. D. Bud Martin, the Wrench of Iron. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. We must review a comic again. It doesn't have to be soon because I know you're a busy man, but we've got to do it again at some point. I don't know if he's around, but he's always around in our hearts. The great Lord Thoth, God of Wrenching. He and his wonderful goddess, better half, Lady Thoth. And hey, man, as I always say to my good buddy Lord Thoth, Avon lives and long live the Legion, brother. And one day soon, man, we got to do that Great Darkness Saga review. He is the wrench without fear. My partner in crime on Earth B and fellow Legionnaire Revere Extraordinaire, J-Man. Buddy, I thank you and Sean so much. I have such a blast doing the show with you guys tonight and every night that we do it on the 3 nights of the 3 Mondays of the month that we do our Legion reviews. I had just a terrific time. I can't thank you enough, man. I appreciate you. J-Man is the best. And Sean is an extraordinary individual, man. And you guys are so much fun to hang out with. I just had a blast talking some Legion. Love it. Master the Clobberin artist extraordinaire, Hungry Boy HB. What's up, man? Hope you're doing well. Kal-El, Wrench of the Super Wrenches. All right, my friend. I hope you are doing well, buddy, as well. Good to see you as well. And I can't say as well too many more times. Maddie's daddy, Vida Rich Mionia, store in Vegas. Yo, brother, and that great Fanty outsider, you old rascal. Good seeing you at the J-Man stream. Hope you're here. Hope you're doing great, buddy. Our own music meister, the great Maximum Redstone. Good to see you, buddy. Now let's see who else is in the chat with us tonight. And I want to shout you all out because this is the way we roll up and you. Hang on a second. Let me back it up. Damn it. Way back. The lovely, wonderful, magnificent Fiona M. As in the princess, Fiona. Thank you for being here tonight. It's great to see you. And thanks for all that clobbers. All that clobber wording there. I love it. The Wagnar. What's up, buddy? Brian Hepburn. Hello there, my friend. Let's see. Claude Saling. Hey there. Always good to see you, sir. Let's see. Pat S. What's up, bro? Good to see you. Let's see. I don't want to miss anybody. JJ Kirk. What is up, my friend? Boom. Okay. I don't know where. We're getting there. Darth Sepia, what's up? Hey there. Dave J Sound. All right, my friend. Good to see you. Bush Pan Down. Good to see you. I think that is everybody so far. So good. There we are. All right. Well, it's open geek talkness. So I have nothing particularly planned. That means that's kind of just a way of saying I didn't plan much of anything. I just decided to do whatever, to whatever. See what happens here. Why do people put M in the chat? I've seen. Oh, that is for our wonderful friend Mark C. Fiona, the show is named after, of course, our good friend Mark C., who unfortunately we lost a little bit over 2 years ago now, who I named the show after. That is named after Mark C. Comics Talk. So every time people put M in there. Yeah, we love him and miss him very much. And we little just celebrating him a little bit there. So yeah. Yep. Still can't believe he's gone. Yeah, and he loved talking comics. If he were still with us, hopefully he'd be here. Well, he was a busy man, but when he was able to be here, he was. So, yes, sirree. I keep buzzing. Why is my phone going off? What are you trying to say? Oh. Thank you, number one, if you're out there hearing it. That's number one sending me something cool, but I can't really. Do anything on it yet. I just wanted to tell her thank you for that. So very nice. Anyway, what's going on? So what is well, this is comics talk, so we should talk comics, right? I presume we're all it's somewhere or another into comics, except for Hungry Boy. He hates comics. We know that. Unless they're drawn by Mike Allred, he has no use for comics. Yeah, his favorite artist. Guagnar has asked, has anyone read the new Punisher issue? I tried, but decided staring blankly at a wall for an hour was a better use of my time. Yeah, I have heard that. Last night on the Sunday Night Geekery, actually, Mark and I were talking about that. He read an article about it and stuff. As I confessed last night, I was never a big Punisher fan. That still doesn't mean I am not revolted by what they've done with him. It's awful. So it's disgusting that they have to do this to characters. It's not nowhere near the first time. And I was going to say it won't be the last time, but they are almost running out of characters to destroy. Yeah, it's garbage. Thing is, I was about to say, oh yeah, did Yellow Flash destroy it? Good. He does well with that sort of thing. I was about to say, who else is there left to ruin? Well, I'm going to tell you, it's a short list. I mean, look, I'm not saying there's no one left, but who is left to destroy? There's a good question when it comes to comic book characters. Now, for me, most of my characters that I love, in one way or another, were destroyed in the 80s and the 90s, believe it or not. So I'm old, Whereas some of these characters, at least for some people who are younger, had not been tainted yet and just now starting it. So the Punisher you could never really ruin for me personally because I never cared about him. But I know a lot of people do, so it's disgusting what's been done to him. No question about it. And in this case, yeah, they're catching up to 90s characters, J-Man. Yeah, I guess. But in this case, of course, Punisher's a 70s character, but I hear you. In this case, it's the Punisher. This is a rare case where it's being done with the quote unquote blessing of the creator. His creator and you should put that in heavy quotations there, Jerry Conway, along with John Romita and Ross Andrew in particular, but he's down with it because he's a woke lunatic. But hey, the Thing, what's up, buddy? But they've screwed with the Punisher before, of course. Well, that's I always tried to point this out that this does not make it right. I'm just saying the Punisher was always a highly derivative character, derivative of Don Pendleton's The Executioner. Hey there, your Muslim uncle. What's up, buddy? The Muslim uncle says, hail Clobberin times, Clobbers. You hear Tom lose his mind on the Midnight Med about loving Spider Perverse 2? I did not hear that. So far, although a lot of people have watched Spider-Verse 2 and really liked it, Muslim Uncle, I haven't gone to see it because I hated the first one. And I know Tom hated the first one. I know like maybe one other, I think Lord Thoth hated it. Most people like that first one, so a lot of people are liking the second one. So no, I'll have to go find that. I'll have to stand in solidarity with Tom. I don't know if Tom watched the second one. Did he watch it or what? Or did he see it? So I missed that, unfortunately. I guess I missed something, huh? I'd love to hear Tom go off on that thing. Tom is a good friend of the show. Tom's a good buddy. Oh, the Thing. Hey, buddy, that's what I'm doing. I go back all the time. Just remember, you can always go backwards to old comics you like. That's what I do. Not only do I go back to old comics I like, if I find something I didn't pay much attention to before or didn't really care or didn't look too long at before, I go back and read some of those as well. So I don't even just stick with the old comics in my comfort zone. if there's some old comics that I haven't either didn't read very often or whatever, I've been doing that as well because they're still better. Phantom Outsider, you got it. Stop shilling. Well, still shilling for Superman 149 and 164 reviews. Dude, it's coming. It's on the way, and it'll be dedicated to you. I promise. You're off my word as a clobberer, I guess. God don't send. What's up, buddy? He said Tom will never watch the Spider-Verse 2. Well, I'm right there with him. So, so he didn't watch it, is what you're saying, D-Bud. But he went off on it. He went nuts, you said. YMU, you said he went nuts on the this morning on the Midnight's Edge. Oh, well. That I'd like to see. I'll have to go back and catch that. Oh, Lordy. John Rupus, what's up, John? Good to see you. Oh, my goodness. Tom. Oh, man, maybe I should kind of, he's probably busy. I should probably go get Tom to come on and tell me what happened. I should probably go bug him to get him to come on there, but he's probably busy. So I'm like, man, the man, he streams so much. It's crazy. I hate to bug him. I'd love to have him on, but the man's everywhere all the time. So if you hear me, Tom, you're welcome to pop in, of course. But Pat S says, what's the latest news on Astro City? You know, P.S. I wish there was some late news on Astro City, my favorite thing going. I don't think we're going to get anything in the next year or two, probably. We got about a year ago, one issue came out, and that had been like 5 years since the previous one. And now I knew that Kurt Busiek is doing some other book that he's working on. And he said that we're not at any time. So I'm sorry when I got contacted by somebody. So I don't know, man. I'm sad about it, but we're kind of used to it if you're an Astro City fan. You know. I don't know. But doesn't it figure, though? Every time there's does it figure every time it's something I like, it's never going to come out again? I keep getting messages while I'm on the air. I usually don't check them, but I had to make sure. Work-related stuff. So, wait a minute. Guagnar, how do you know they haven't? Oh, man, don't give them any ideas, dude. Jeez. They will destroy Captain Ultra next thing you know. I don't think Marvel has destroyed Captain Ultra yet, man. Captain Ultra is next on the list, thanks to you bringing it up. Because, see, you brought it up, and I heard it, and then I put it out right there. Captain Ultra's a goner, man. Fiona says, is DC messing up Green Arrow? I saw this ridiculous cover on Twitter. They're pretty much, hey, Fletcher Williams, good to see you. They pretty much, I haven't seen any recent things with Green Arrow, so I don't know, but I would be willing to say, yeah, they probably are. I can only imagine what you saw, Fiona. Maybe I'll have to go take a look at it and see. Yes, I saw that, by the way. Marvel is making a ROM facsimile and omnibus. That's the good news, because we didn't think that would happen. Jabin says, Green Arrow just restarted. I wasn't that interested. Okay. So J-Man keeps track of that a little bit, Fiona. So I don't know, but they've ruined him. I mean, they've done a lot of crappy stuff to Green Arrow, though. I can tell you that much. So I don't know. I just I don't know. But yeah, it's not fake ROM, is it? JT Kirk, it's real deal ROM. They've got the deal with what was it? Hasbro has the rights to ROM now. I know they're gonna have a Micromots one as well. So I want that ROM book. Punisher, the Nam, Silver Surfer were my first comic books I had since your Muslim uncle. Every month in the first comic box in the first comic shop I went to. Okay, well there you go. Boy, am I old. But look, like you said there, I can't wait to see the ROM omnibus. I'm gonna have to have it. And I know that my boy Mark D with the C is looking forward to the Micronauts omnibus. I'd buy that for $1. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and yeah, the facsimile is pretty cool too, of course. So yeah, I hope that comes out fairly cheap when it comes out, because like you never know. I love omnibuses. They're getting outrageous, but you know, the omnibus sounds awesome. Now they're going to be 3 omnibuses. Omnibuy. It says Dawn of DC, and he's not even on the cover. It's insane looking. Really? Yeah, I'm enjoying the facsimiles there. The thing. Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Those are really cool. I like those because they're old comics, and it's good. But yeah, I think they're going to be, like I said, with ROM, you have 75 issues and 4 annuals, and then maybe a couple of crossovers. He was in a Marvel 2-in-1 issue, like number 98 or whatever it was, and then he was in he may have made it into another book. Anyway, that's cool stuff. And again, Micronauts, that's cool. They're doing those. What's annoying is they did that Richard Rider omnibus, which I really want to pull the trigger and get that one. But no, I didn't. I waited, and then what happens now? It had everything in it but the ROM issue because they couldn't get the rights to put in it. But at least that will be reprinted now in the ROM one, but not in the Nova one. Isn't that special? Oh my God. Let's see here. However, at least I did get something cool today. Well, I ordered it, and I have the online edition, of course. As you all know, I love. All right, J-Man, take it easy, brother. Good to see you. Hey, Joe Dog, what's up, bud? Good to see you. As you all know, I love TwoMorrows publications. They're my favorite thing. I'm ranting and raving about them all the time. And hey, Jay Picasso. I love their magazines and their books. Ray Durazo. So hopefully I get a Golden Age Soups omnibus eventually. Oh man, those I don't know if they did. They have archives of those. I don't know if they've done a Golden Age omnibuy on those yet, but they're archives, hardcovers. Although that would be cool. Maybe they have done that. I don't know. Because I have some of the archive ones. But my favorite magazine just came out, and I've ordered my hard copy. But the thing is, when you order that from TwoMorrows, you get the digital download, which is cool. You get to read it before it even shows up, and you get to keep your copy in nice condition. With my crappy eyesight, it's good to be able to read it on the screen like that. So the new issue of Back Issue came in. I always like to show that. So I like to show that here up in here on Monday Night Mark C Comics Talk. There you go. So here we go. We got the comics Bronze Age and beyond. This is, of course, the Return of the Savage Lands. Turok, Dinosaur Hunter, Annihilus in the Negative Zone, Don Glutz, Dagar and Trug, Planet of the Vampires, Simon and Manalas, Wolverine, and more. I used to love Kazar. Kazar in the 70s. All right. Give me a vote now. Did you say Kazar? Some people say Kazar. He's a very old character, by the way. He was even around in the early Timely days and even in some old pulps. Yes, he's a total ripoff of Tarzan, but he's like Marvel's ripoff of Tarzan. And of course, it's a great cover. This is, again, I rave about TwoMorrows magazine so much. You all know I love them. I love Back Issue magazine is my favorite because it's about the Bronze Age. I have every issue of Back Issue magazine, every issue. This is the latest. And of course, I have every issue of the Jack Kirby Collector that they also put out this quarterly. And it's been coming out since the 90s. And I have I also love their books. They have so many great books about the history of comics. That's my favorite thing is history of comics. The best things being produced today that are new are not comics. They're magazines and books about comics, and usually by TwoMorrows. I love them. I ordered a new an older issue of Retro Fan, and when I went to order this one, there was no other mags to order, Gwagnar. The problem is shipping's ridiculous. Ordering this one mag, it's almost like buying two of them when I pay for the shipping. And yet I can add a couple of other mags, and the shipping's going to be the same price. So I just added another mag to it to at least get something else. And there was an issue of Retro Fan that I wanted. I don't have every issue of Retro Fan, but I do like it. It's cool. So anyways, let's see what we have here. We have Back Issue 144. Great mag. Great cover. John Buscema. Savage Lands. And TwoMorrows, I always have to make sure I put this out there. I don't show their whole mag. I'm not like trying to put their, steal their thunder or steal their property, but I just show a few bits and pieces just to tell people, to show off their book, to promote their mags and their books. And I hope if they ever see me doing this, I hope they understand that. It's not like I show them like I review a comic and show everything. I just show a few select bits to give people an idea what how great this magazine is. See, Kazar actually appeared in some pulps, and then they did some comics. Clobby, if you still haven't read them, I highly recommend TwoMorrows American. I have some. I do have some of them. I have the 80s one. I don't have the other one. I like to get the other ones when they go down a little bit. I'm with you. But Kazar the Great. Kazar the Great. Is one of those timely / Marvel characters. It started in pulps. Yes, definitely ripped off from Superman. Superman and Tarzan. Shit, Superman. But yeah. Then he's in the Marvel universe, running around with the X-Men and Daredevil and Spider-Man. I love this stuff. Yes, thing I saw that. I want to get that too. I really want that book. I mean, it's just so expensive. I can't really get it right now. So they just put out a Jack Kirby pencils of Destroyer Duck. For his previous, yes, it's a graphite edition of Destroyer Duck #1 of Kirby with Kirby stuff with a lot of extra info on it. Man, I would love to get that book. I'm not saying it's expensive. It's a nice price, but if you can afford it, it's just I can't really justify it yet. Eventually, I hate to say it. Sometimes I have to wait till stuff goes on sale. Although not always. There are plenty of their books. Like I bought their Dave Cockrum book, their team up book. I bought those when they first came out. And usually, since I like to support this company, I mean, it's not the easiest of times for them either. I buy directly from them. And if something comes out I really have to have, I don't wait for it, even though I know it's going to be cheaper in a year or two, because I like I love their stuff. And that's one I might just take a swing at eventually very soon and get that. They've also got that book coming out about cliffhangers, about movie serials that I'm looking forward to. So I love it. But yeah. And since it's Kirby, I may have to grab that Destroyer Duck book. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the hardcovers of those American. Yeah, look, those are great books, Wagner. You're absolutely right. I love them. All right, let's see. Now I don't want to go too far with. Let's see. Yep, Kazar and Doom absolutely pushed down. As I often say, Wagner saying it. No, I do not work for TwoMorrows. I don't work for them either, but I'm a big fan, and I'm with you there, Wagner. I love their stuff. Wagner, they do the best stuff out there. I love them. And John Morrows is a cool dude. I've talked to him before, and he was always he always treated me well as a customer. And even back in the '90s, he used to send me cool stuff. Not that he'd remember probably, although we've talked to him on the phone once or twice. But yeah, he's done a cool job. He runs a cool company. So. Whoa. There you go. So these mags are the best. Yeah. Kazar? I don't know. I mean, was it Maddie's Daddy says, why does everyone say Kazar? I don't know if everyone does. I've always said, I guess I was never sure. I guess it's just a Kazar out of habit. Maybe it's Kazar. It's not easy to know how to pronounce unless someone tells you sometimes. I don't know why. I can't give you a good answer. Dave C., what's up, dude? I got you. Well, Dave C., it's good to see you there, buddy. So no one else has caught themselves trying to zoom in or out of a printed page. I do it all the time. Zoom in or out. I'm not sure what you were talking about there, but I definitely have zooming out and out a lot when I'm reading these things online here. It's spelled the second way. So Kazar. You say Kazar? Tarzan's got such a less complicated name, doesn't he? Well, I knew you'd have that annual there, D-Bud. Darmamu. Dormammu. 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 Steve. Oh, Dark Seed. Oh yeah. Well, what you gonna do? Yeah. So he says say K Azar in X-Men animes. Oh, and was he? Hey, Captain James T. Skywalker, what's up, buddy? He said Idell. I mean, you fell down last Friday and Amy broke both legs. Did you say you? Or you mean that you fell down and you broke both legs? Is that what you're saying, Captain James Skywalker? Oh yeah, you mean the X-Men animated series? I remember he was on there. Yeah. Um. Hmm. Well, if that's the case, if I'm understanding you correctly, Captain James C. Skywalker, that's terrible, dude. Oh my God! Everyone give big well wishes out to our buddy Captain James Skywalker. You broke both legs. Oh my God, man. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, pal. Commiserations, old lad. I'm just wait a minute. So, oh, you're in the hospital now. Oh my God. Well, hey man, JTS indeed. That's look, buddy. That's horrible, bud. That's horrid, and I'm so sorry to hear that. Hey, Lady Mist. Lovely to see you, my dear. Always great to have the ladies popping in. Always good to see you. Um, that's amazing. Oh man, dude. Well, uh, speedy recovery, brother. Speedy recovery. Fiona says, "Do ladies call each other milady? I need a Brit to help me. I don't think they do. Maybe they do. Do ladies say, "Hello, milady"? I thought it was just us dudes that say that stuff. I don't know. Good question. Good question, Fiona. And well, see what else we have here. Yeah, some savage sort of Conan going on right there, boy. And even Planet of the Vampires with Neil Pat Broderick cover. Nice. Hey, Ironhide 84, what's up, dude? He says, you guys were saying Khazar was hard. I spent eons pondering, I think I'm pandering, the proper pronunciation of Uatu. Yeah. Uatu is a bit of a twister, but yeah, you can get there pretty. Yeah, Mike, I can understand that. Uatu, the Watcher. And then they came up with that they killed him or some crap, and in modern days they have some new Watcher who's just with a weird name that I can't get into. I'll tell Mark D next time I see him. I will tell him, James D. You just get well, buddy, and pop in when you can, and just say hello when you can, and we will definitely send out all of our best wishes and hopes and prayers and everything for you, bro. That's I mean, I guess you're gonna. Do you know how long you're gonna be? I guess probably for some good while at the hospital, or however long, man. Just whatever it is. Just we hope you get well soon, brother. Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't see the chat. Did we get an answer about the? Oh, thank you, Lady Miss, for saying that. Very nice of you. Keely Chow, roll tide. What's up, buddy? So anyway, that's a brief little look at my new issue of Back Issue Magazine. I always love it. Oh, Nick Fury took Uatu's place, then that's what that's ridiculous. That's redonkulous, as Mark would say. I think he would say that. Is it him? I know it's somebody who would say that. I miss my old 2080 mags. I hear you there, Cat. Well, just keep in touch with us, man, and hang out with us tonight if you can. But either way, keep in touch with us, brother. Turax understood. Magnus and Exo. Yes, so. Yes, so. Yes, so. Man, this was such a good time. I know this has nothing to do with the main source of this issue, but this was such a great time in comics. There's so many. Actually, not a great time in comics, but for me, it was great because of those Valiant issues. Exo and Magnus Robot Fighter were cool. I miss those. I got to go back and start rereading some of those again. It's been a while. If Khazar is a Tarzan clone and the Savage Land is exactly the same as Cashback, Marvel should be paying out by Burroughs estate. Well, back then, I guess if you just changed names of stuff, I don't know if they were ever, to my knowledge, Ironhide. I don't know if they were ever contacted by the Burroughs estate or if they ever. But I could tell you that even though the Burroughs estate does, own the rights to Tarzan, Marvel was nowhere near the first one to rip Tarzan. I mean, there were so many pulps and comics throughout the 30s, the 40s, 50s. Well, for pulps, 20s and 30s. But in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, all these, there were so many different Tarzan knockoffs. It's ridiculous. So I don't know. At this point, with Marvel doing it, I guess it didn't matter that much. And at the time, the jungle character craze had kind of really died down. So Marvel having their own, their own variation of Tarzan, I guess it didn't matter all that much. Wasn't a big deal at that point, I'd say. Wasn't too much. So what are you going to do? Joe Dog says, and anyone who has questions like that, feel free. Have you read Justice League International by Keith Giffen? I did. J.M. Demonius and Keith Giffen. Hello there, Oliver Belamonte. If you're referring to the run back in the early 80s, or excuse me, late 80s, I should say, I apologize, 87, 88, whatever it was, I did read that for a while. That's, of course, the classic One Punch when Batman knocked out Guy Gardner. But yes, it was good for a while. Yeah. Keith Giffen, it's Giffen, by the way, not Griffin, but Giffen co-wrote it with DeMatteis. Of course, Kevin McGuire did the art, if that's the one you're talking about. But that's the first Justice League International. And I did read it for a while. Kazar was also a lord, says, I don't know. His name was Kevin Plunder. I remember that. But I don't know. I don't know exactly. What's that? If he was a lord or anything. I can't remember. Bushman now says, do you recommend an online shop for comic book issues? I would say that yes, mycomicshop.com, that goes through like a Lone Star. If you're looking for stuff, that's usually, I think, in my opinion, probably the best one online. Either that, unless you just check for eBay, but I think they're a pretty good one. That's when I'm looking for stuff I use. I haven't bought any back issues online much. Of late. But I think that's a good one. Speaking of Giffen, do you like the run him and Kurt Swan did on Aquaman? I did kind of like that one. It's been a long time. That was the 80s, I do believe, if I'm remembering right. So I don't remember much about it other than it was Swan doing Aquaman, which was interesting enough in itself. I know I bought it, and I think I liked it, but I got to be honest with you, Ironhide, as far as I don't have a big memory of it, other than knowing it and buying it. I can't remember how long it lasted, or was it a miniseries? So I'm very fuzzy on it, but I could just tell you this: at the time when it came out, I've had problems with a lot of things Giffen's done here and there as a writer and as an artist, but with Kurt Swan drawing Aquaman, it was an immediately coming off the shelf into my hands. I'm taking it. So yeah. I just found my dad's Bill Sienkiewicz Moon Knights. They're gorgeous. Wow, yeah, that was a great run. Fiona, very nice. You rated your dad's comic shop collection? I mean, his comic collection? Nice. That was a good run. It started, the Doug Minch, Bill Sienkiewicz Moon Knight, of course, started in the back of the Incredible Hulk Color magazine, and then later went into his own mag for a good while, which eventually, after it went on the stands for a bit, went direct sales, and of course lasted a good bit, if I remember right. And yeah, that was a good run. It was a good comic, and then, Sienkiewicz, perfect for Moon Knight. Badass says, "What's the best place to start reading Deadman stuff?" Maybe by that $45. Is there a Deadman omnibus? Hey, Admiral Teague, thank you for the super sticker. Welcome, Admiral Teague. Good to see you. Pat, I was not aware there's a Deadman omnibus, but then I haven't looked at that much of that lately. So, depending upon where it starts, if it starts from the beginning and is earlier, I'd have to see where it starts to tell you for sure. But if it starts at the beginning, yes, Deadman was in Strange Tales or something like that, and I don't know how he didn't have his own comic per se. He was in other titles and then appeared in other things. But if there's a Deadman omnibus out there that's going from the beginning, there's not a lot of ground to cover. I would say at $45 for an omnibus, that's a damn good price. And I love Deadman, so if it's what I think it is, if it's compiling the older stuff, yeah, not bad. I see 11 out of 12 issues of something called Camelot 3000 and a Frank Miller Ronin. Yes, Camelot 3000 was a 12-issue series by Mike Barr and Brian Boland, in which in the year 3000, the Camelot people reincarnate. It was a series that took forever to come out. After the first initial run of the first 7 or 8 issues, it started taking like months and months and months. There was almost a year between the last, like issue 10 and 11, and almost a year between 11 and 12, when I remember correctly. It took forever. It's beautiful art by Brian Boland. The story, it was kind of, I don't know, it was all right. But the art alone in Camelot 3000 is just magnificent. That's why it took so long, because Boland is slow, but great. And Frank Miller Ronin was a book that I tried to tell. I tried to order lightly on it. Yeah, issue 12 took forever, but it did finally come out. And there are trades and stuff. Ronin, Frank Miller totally changed his style for that from after he left Daredevil and did a few other things. He changed it on purpose. That was his coming out of Marvel to going to DC, getting to do whatever he wanted to do, because he'd become a superstar on Daredevil, and they let him do Ronin. And I've talked about this before. I remember getting into it when this wasn't the shop that I owned, but this was a shop that I ran for somebody. And it was called Southland Comics at the time in the early 80s. This was 82, 83 when Ronin came out, I guess 83 or whatever. And he was saying, it's Frank Miller, we got to order a bazillion copies. And I'm like, well, no, because you got to understand, well, he's Frank Miller. I said, yeah, but nobody knows who this character is. Order a lot of it. Yeah, I'm going to read it. I couldn't wait. And I ended up not liking the book that much, and a lot of people didn't either. He changed his style too much. It's an interesting science fiction book. I'm going to go back and reread it one of these days, and I might like it more now. I was a 18, 19-year-old kid, obviously, so that I'm going to miss stuff. But at the time, it didn't do super well. It was something way out there, outside the margins, if you will. It was outside the mainstream, even though DC was publishing it on a very slick paper format. It was not, and it was comic book shops only. But it was interesting for sure. And obviously it has endured time. It endured time, and it's still, out, it's still in print, and so, it's had a life for sure, a shelf life for sure. So no question about that. So who knows? I should probably go back and reread it one of these days. So yeah, that's interesting. Your father must have been buying comics in comic shops, because both of Camelot 3000 and Ronin were only available in comic book shops. Actually, later they did trade paperbacks, reprints and stuff. But yeah, Guagnar, you're right. If this is a Neil Adams Deadman omnibus, buy it now at $45. Are you kidding me? Yeah. That's a steal of steel. And so, yeah, I mean, great stuff. just in case, let's see, was it? Iron has a special, just in case Omnibus doesn't have it, you should read the 2 Neil Adams Brave and Bold issues from 79 and 80, issue 79 and 86. Yes. I can't remember the exact issue numbers either. Iron High, but good call. You should read those. I love Dead Man. He's great character. And I could definitely, like you said there, HB. If you don't want to open those, Fiona, I can send you links to all those comics. I can show you where you can find all those. And it's not about, I mean, they're on there. They're on the site that we use all the time for our reviews. I could send you that link and you could just find any comic ever made. So, yeah. All right. Yep. But that's amazing that you found that though. Camelot 3000. I'll never forget. Oh boy, how long that took. We'd go to the shop, and someone when a new issue of Camelot 3000 would come out, we go, what that? Because people would joke, hey, Camelot 3000 annual ever come out? And when it would finally, oh wow, look, an issue of Camelot 3000. It's only been like 8 months. I need to go back and reread what happened in the last one. I mean, that happened to Watchmen for a little while too. Dark Knight, things like that. You know, a lot of comics did that. But I mean, Camelot 3000, C3000 was famous for that. There's some Frank Miller Daredevils and Claremont X-Men in hard plastic. Ah, cool. Oh, remember this a little one? Yes. Well, Frank Miller's Daredevil, his initial run, of course, when he actually took over the writing on the book, and it was really for the first those couple of years he did that was extraordinary. And then when he left the book, when he came back for 7 issues in '87 and did what became Born Again, that's to me with Mazzucchelli doing the art, for me that's the greatest work he's ever produced, and he didn't even draw it. His greatest thing was his writing. Well, in my opinion. And my boy Nick and I reviewed Born Again, and that was incredible fun. So, but let's see here. The inking was just above mediocre, blah, 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 but the penciling. I didn't see what you guys were talking about. Oh, okay. Are you guys Steve and oh yeah, the '80s Khazar stuff by Brent Anderson? That was a great series, I thought. Along with Moon Knight, that early '80s Khazar, I'm trying to say it right. Khazar run by Bruce Jones with art by Brent Anderson. I think who inked him? Was it Carlos Garzon or something like that? I don't remember. Was great. Yeah. And both of those titles, Moon Knight and Khazar, went direct sales. Which means after a while, you can only get them in comic shops. I remember finding that curious at the time. I mean, they wanted to do... I knew what they were doing. Because at that time, a couple of other publishers had started direct sales, comic shops only stuff. and they were allowed to do comics that were a little bit more mature, if you quote unquote, and thus comic shops were starting to open up a little bit more around that time, and they were able to they wanted to, they were testing that market, and there was some market there. Just remember, this is the early '80s still, and some people who grown up reading their Marvel and DC comics were growing up and were still liking comics, some of them, but they wanted comics a little bit different, the comics to be a little bit different, because Frank Miller had come along and made them, let's face it, different. Alan Moore was just now starting to do things and getting noticed. European comics were starting to be seen here. More mature comics were starting to be seen here, and Marvel and DC wanted to start getting in on that. That's why DC, hires Miller. That's why they started doing these direct sales comics. But you had to have a comic shop to buy them. And yeah, at first I was like, what are they doing? Aren't they cutting a lot of their audience out? But they felt like there's a lot of audience to be found at the comic shops. And of course, you could still subscribe at that point, but you just couldn't get them off the newsstand or the comic rack. And for a while, it worked though. But you just needed to have a comic shop near you. And while there were comic shops in the big cities, this was, where I live for down here's a big city, but compared to, any of those big cities on the coast, and so either coast, no, not comparatively speaking. So, like my buddy D-Bud, he was from a place where there were comic shops way, way, way before we had them. When we opened the one up down here, this was the first one anywhere in the Gulf South, anywhere close to down here. There were, some guys in flea markets dealt with comic book back issue and stuff, but as far as a comic shop, in 1980, going into 1982, there was nothing doing that down here till we started it, and yet that was around the time when all this, it was just a huge industry, and it was starting to grow, into a huge industry, and it was finding a lot of other bits of audience that that had not been tapped into. So it was a crazy time. Indeed, Wagner, indeed. Didn't have seeing like what Wagner says, it bugged him when they went direct sales because he didn't have a comic shop near him. And look, I hear you, dude. I understand. But they did have some subscription services. And D-Bud, he says, first comic shop he saw in this area was 1974. But there were others around here before that. Yeah, but like I said, hey, Zachariah, good to see you. As like I said, 1990 or 1980 or so, or something like that, or 80ish, 81 up in there when I met the guy that I would help start that comic shop a year or so later, or a little less than a year later. I didn't even understand the concept of a comic book shop. Maybe I'd heard of one. I saw the ads in the comics and people selling comics through there and stuff. Andy Masterson, what's up, buddy? Honored to see you there, my friend. But this is like 1980, and we're down here in the deep South. The concept of a store that just sold comic books. I was like, wait a minute, it's a store, but it sells comic books. It's a comic book store. It's a comic book shop. It's a comic. Hey, Classic Comics. We'll get the shit. So wait a minute. Let me see if I get this concept straight, guys. I want to get this clear. You put comic books in there, right? Then you walk in. And you charge money for people to, it's not like a comic book rack. It's not a 7-Eleven. It's not a spinner rack. It's a shop. where people order them, put them on their shelves, and then you go and you can buy ones, and it's not like there's not other stuff around it. I mean, you could put stuff in there, I guess, but it's for comics, and you can drive to it somewhere. That's no such thing. That's a unicorn. Yeah. I don't think so. They don't think there's no such a thing, right? They don't make those. Well, maybe they do. Classic Gun says, I'm pretty sure the comic shop in Jackson, Mississippi. I've been there many times. In the 80s was the only one in the state. Yeah, we're close by to each other, buddy. First comic book store I ever saw was a gaming store that had comics in the back. It was amazing to get a comic a month before it was realized to newsstands. Yeah, well, yes, indeed. So anyway, I was blown away by the concept. I couldn't even understand it at first, but then I helped start that one, and now, hey. It's almost if you speak of experience having owned. Well, I did own one later. By the time I owned one, it was about 7-8 years later, Stephen, and the concept had soaked in. But it took some doing. I mean, some of you might have been just lucky you lived near a city and you walked by a comic shop and there it was. And you said, that's a comic shop. And you walked in there, depending upon what it was, and you bought a comic book. And you say, wait a minute, this isn't spinning around on wire. Or it's not the grocery store, the drugstore, the newsstand. See what I'm saying? I don't even know. See what I'm saying. But anyway, that's because we're comic shops talking, or Monday Night Comics talking. I don't know what else I'm doing, but just talking, just driveling about comics. What can I tell you? Anyone have any questions? Because again, this is open comics talk. This is your night to be talking, as long as it's comics related, of course. To ask questions, to start conversations. I like to do at least once a week. I'm doing it more than once a week sometimes, but now I'm going to try to make it like once a week where it's just open comics talk. If I got something to tell you or talk about, sure. But if you got something to bring up, if you got something to bring up, you can do that too. For example, earlier I talked about my new issue of Back Issue magazine. Now, even though this is technically not comics related, it is I bought it from TwoMorrows. I got another magazine I got because I needed to fill space. Whoa, crap. Because of the order was so expensive. So I also got another bag from TwoMorrows. Even though it's not comics, it is pretty cool. They do a great mag. And one of you mentioned it. Who mentioned it earlier? Was it Wagner? I think you mentioned it. But Retro Fan's pretty cool. So Brian says we had 2 dedicated comic shops nearby in the 80s and a hobby shop that had games, models, and comics across town. Nice. Are you saying Clobby owned a shop that has comics in it that purchased by people? No, I wouldn't go that far. There weren't people. Family was in, Macomb. Oh, well, that's very close to me. We're the same area, buddy. Do you get back issues from a local comic shop? I don't buy back issues much anymore. Of late, but I can't. But they do sell them for sure. And Minimus here, he gets them all the time from a local shop. So they do have them, and for sure. Carlson says, have you picked up or read the new omnibus editions of Sin City by Frank Miller, the reboot? I have not. Hey, by the way, Gil, I have not. Good to see you. Have you? Have you been getting those, Gil? Uh, I have a question. Do you think Spider-Man's first web was silly string, and that is where it came from? Yes. Yes, I do. Now that you mention it, I started buying half covers for years. Half covers, like the covers ripped off. Yes, Eric K. I do think that. Lisa. All right, another lovely lady. We got the ladies here tonight. I love it, man. Lisa, Lady Miss, Fiona, and I don't know who else popped in. Any other lady pop in here that we didn't see? I hope so. Um, well, that's a good one, Minimus. And I like that song. I haven't thought about that song forever. So, yeah, like Bush, I haven't really been able to buy back issues much. I'm in the mood to collect them that much, even because I just have no space for them. But I will buy a trade or two. I've got too many trades and hardcovers, that's for sure. Fiona says, I see some badges and flyers. Mid Ohio Con, Atlanta Fantasy Fair, Golden State Comic Book Convention. Atlanta Fantasy Fair, that's old. I went to Atlanta Fantasy Fair back in the 80s and early 90s. And I think didn't it become Dragon Con? Because I've gone to Dragon Con a lot, but I think, yeah, I mean, I've never been to Mid Ohio or the Golden State Comic Convention, though. I went to Dragon Con for 20 something straight thousand, it seemed like 1,000 years, but 20 something years. Yeah, so got kind of tired of cons though after a while when you go too much. And I went because it was a bit convenient. It's about 8 to 9 hour ride from here to Atlanta. It's just get in a rut. I did it except for one when I had to miss because of a hurricane, something like 20, 22 years or so straight for them. I mean, and then a couple before that. So I've been there a lot. Had a friend we stayed with almost all the time, so that made it cheaper than you didn't have to get like hotel rooms or anything like that. Just for the trip and the con money and the expenses. By the time you got there, you didn't want to spend a whole lot of money. Cons aren't good for going look for back issues anyway, really, unless you go to like normal shows that are all business about comics. A lot of them don't have good prices at the cons themselves. It's better to go hit comic shops. Not always the case. Like my buddies J-Man and Sean, they go to a lot of these smaller shows up there where they are in Canada, and they get some good deals on some back issues, and sometimes down here you can too in the smaller shows. But that's not really what the big cons are for anyway. Buddy of mine, he goes to Heroes Con. I got two of my friends are going to that one this year, which is the next couple of weeks. And that's in Charlotte. That's one I always wanted to go to in the 90s and to get a chance. And that was when most of my favorite comic book people were still alive. And they all attended that con. Some of the biggest names in comics all went to that one. I got to meet some of my favorite creators at other cons, but I never got to go to that one. Question. Oh, man. How many issues of Staten Inked Able do you really own, Clobby? Staten Inked Able. Or the other way around, maybe? I don't know. Hopefully none, but I'm sure it got some if it happened. And that's an evil question. Hopefully none, though, dude. Jesus, that's disturbing. Yiker. That's the stuff of nightmares. Don't you think? I mean, yowzer. What are you trying to do? Give me the willies? Boy, hungry boy, that's rough, man. I mean, a lot of people like Staten. I'm kind of in the minority on that one. Ironhide, I'll just tell you that I liked E-Man. He was kind of okay. When Bob Layton or Wally Wood inked him on All Star Comics or something like that, yeah, I'm game. But geez, dude, I don't know, man. I hated him on Green Lantern and on Legion. I mean, accept my apologies, if you will. I'm sorry, man. I was not a Staten guy. Are there worse? Sure. No question about it. But still, man, I don't know. Oh, yikes. You're killing me. Wait a minute, what the hell? Oh, Mark D, if you're hearing that, if you're hearing me, I see that you sent me something in an email, but I can't really look at it right now. But I will later, I promise. Let's see here. I've been checking out the Dollaramas here in Canada. Dollaramas. They have DC hardcovers put out by Eagle Moss for $5. Whoa. Got the new Teen Titans #1, Kingdom Come, Gotham Central, and Superman, Batman Generations. Oh, cheap, huh? Well, that's good. Love me some cheapies. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Staten, though, dude. I don't know. Where was it? Staten? I don't know, man. I didn't like him on Green Lantern or on Legion. I like the Mink and Sal Buscema. How about that? Library Times used to collect Son of Satan. Oh, cool. Do you have all of those, Gil? Do you have every issue of Son of Satan? The old ones from the 70s? That would be dang cool. HB's heading out? Or is Maddie's daddy heading out? What I miss? Oh. Our Maddie's daddy. Sorry, I thought, okay. Good to see you, buddy. Take care. Yeah, State D-Man's cool. I mean, he was better than, yeah, he was better. I don't know, was he better than Jim James, though? James was kind of plain. It's tough. I can't really. James wasn't that good. Ace Cast Iron. What's up, buddy? $5 for Generations. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I got that. Which Generations is it? Is that an omnibus? Because I got the omnibus off of In Stock Trades, pretty relatively cheap, not that cheap. Speaking of some comic book art, I've been showing. This is some great stuff right here. I mean, you got manipulated burn art at the top for the Silver Age Legion, and the great Dave Cockrum at the bottom. Doesn't get any better than that. Talking some Legion since we talked Legion earlier. I know it's the Burn series, Gwagnar, but I'm wondering which one it is, because the Burn's the only one that did Generations, but there's some later trades and stuff, but I'm talking about, I got the big omnibus that has it all in there, so just wondering. And curse you, Hungry Boy, for mentioning Staten inked by Abel. You should be ashamed of yourself. This is all of my Legion, though, silver and bronze. But what this guy did here, I want to give him some credit. I can't. Not only am I not an artist, I certainly would, even if I were. What he did with the photo, his manipulation artist is fantastic. And I'll tell you, if you look at the top part, the burn stuff at the top, Byrne only did this. If you look at Superboy over at the top on the side, that he did it as a sketch, and it was just Superboy. And they're looking at this little kid reading comics at the bottom. And so that's the only, and what he did was he colored it, and then he took the same drawing over and over again and converted these, the ones at the very end. He just copied it over and over again. If you notice the same pose, and just changed made it the whole group instead of just being Superboy and Saturn Girl and Lightning Lad and Cosmic Boy and actually Duo Damsel should have been Triplicate Girl at that point, but he cut out one of them for some reason. It should have he made it Duo Damsel because at the end of the adventure run, that's who it was. But anyway. Oh, Rich Salic issues? Oh, good Lord. He did. From the Peanut Gallery, Adamantium versus Vibranium versus Nth Metal. Who wins? I might go with Nth Metal because it has properties that affect magic, Fiona. And it's from Thanagar, so they're far more advanced than us. If I had to pick one, I'm going to go with Nth Metal. Nothing wrong with liking Staten at all, Hungry Boy. You know me. So the guy, this gentleman, Jim Gallagher, who I often see, I got this from one of the Legion groups on Facebook. He did remarkable work and taking like just a one burn sketch, not only coloring it, but changing, it was just a few of the characters into the whole group of the Silver Age Legion. And of course, he also was colored and put this was done by Cockrum, but he also added some characters that Cockrum had not had on here. And I'm sorry, but I could stare at this all day because it's my Legion of Superheroes. And then when I say mine, I mean my Legion, as in my silver and bronze age. And I just love them. Do we have any other Legion of Superheroes fans here that can bask in the glory of their greatness? Now, the only people missing, and that's because this is before they'd appeared, though, I guess. There's no Block and no Dawnstar. No Jacques Folkhart. But still, there's no room for him either. I guess he could have popped them in there somewhere. Yes, they are related to the Super Pets, sort of. What is strange is that he put Pharaoh Lab with the bronzers. Yeah, but nothing's perfect, right? Anyway. I love this thing. Except that he was so old by the 70s and even the 50s. Yuck. Oh. Hungry Boy. Oh, Frank Robin. You guys are talking about Frank Robbins again? No, man. You'll remain this nice list. As long as you don't mention. Oh. You'll remain on this nice list as long as you mention Frank Robbins. Nah. Look. I feel bad for Frank Robbins. Angus McKee was an interesting. If you're talking about, is that the British comic book artist, or am I thinking of somebody else now? Yowzer. uh, yes, he did write some Batman. You know, Robin's. It's just that some of his older, I mean, like, yeah, and his older stuff was good. I don't know how you can, I just don't understand how you can look at his invaders and, Scottish, okay. But I think I've seen him do some work for this. Has he done some comics for maybe 2080 or somebody like that? I don't know, maybe. I know the name from somewhere, I'm pretty sure, but I'm not sure exactly where I saw it. But it was in some obscure comics. But I mean, nothing over here in Americans. Where Infectious Lad, Polar Boy, Blank, they're because he didn't put the subs. He didn't put the subs, but I can find them. I have one where he did put the subs on there. Let's see. Already put the subs. All right, I'll get your subs because he did do those. Let me find you, sir. All right. That's supposed to be Green Arrow that you sent me a picture of. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Fiona. Yeah, that's weird stuff right there. I don't know if anybody knows the details on that so-called new Green Lantern comic that came out, but call me old-fashioned, but I don't think I see the color green anywhere on there from that purple cover with that woman who I don't recognize. So I don't even know what I'm looking at. I don't know what that is. Is that a shocker or what? No, it's not. Let's see here. All right. So there you go. There's your subs. Someone was asking where the Legion of Substitute Heroes was. Gwagnar was looking for the subs. There you go. Yeah, you're right. It is terrible because I don't, like you said, if it says the title Green Arrow on it, according to that pic you sent. That's terrible. Every measurable way a cover can be terrible. It is why comics are failing. It's horrid. I mean, I guess I could if I have your permission to show it. I don't want to send a picture you sent me without your permission, Fiona, but I could show it. Yeah, I mean, you got them all. Kid Psycho, Jimmy Olsen, Elastic Lad, and you got Lana and Pete and Ron Vidar and Color Kid and Polar Boy and Night Girl and Fire Lad and Stone Boy and Chlorophyll Kid. No Infectious Lass. But, I get it. Pete Ross being creepy. Yes, the Green Lantern in that pic is Ron Vidar, sir. Yes. Okay, I'll show it. I just wanted. Still, I wouldn't show it without asking. Is that not beautiful or what? Seriously, look at this crap. I mean, what is that? I mean, classic comics, you follow new crap like I don't. So, what is that, man? I mean, it says issue number 2. I mean, what kind of work went into this cover? I hear you, Guagnar. Like as has been pointed out, what do you look? You look at the. I guess you could open it and flip it and see if he's in there, but you don't have any representation of Green Arrow on the cover. It's just his name up in the top, very tiny. I got you, Classic. I was just checking. Clip art, like you say, Fiona. This is a disgrace in every single way a comic book cover can be a disgrace. You've missed on everything. You've got this. I mean, it's atrocious. You got this boring purple background. You've got this character that I don't know who she is. Maybe someone knows who she is. I don't. Nor do I care. I'd tell you that if I were even thinking about looking for a Green Arrow comic book and I go look on the shelves and I don't really know anything, I just go, they got any Green Arrow comic books around here? And I look at that now. That says Green Arrow on it, but what is on this cover? I see this cover. I don't want to pick it up or open it. Yeah, she does look like a Tamaranian, I guess. It could be. Does anyone even give a shit? Yeah, Polar Boy and Fire Lad, nope. But Dream Girl? No hate towards her, but those guys got really useful powers that at least can come up to these. Yeah, I understand, Ironhead. Frank Robbins, look, I don't know. Yeah, he's a better artist. Of course, he's a better artist. He was a cartoonist who worked in a thriving cartoon industry in the 40s, 50s, and 60s and made a living at it. None of these idiots could do that. No, yeah, they're not in a class. I'm just saying, when I open a Frank Robbins Invaders comic and I see these weird characters that look like stick figures that have that look like zombies. They're just so emaciated. After opening it usually from a great Kirby cover or a Gil Kane cover, it's still pretty bad. But compared to this, it's no comparison. This is no work. Even Frank Robbins at least had craft and style. Zero work. I've seen some shitty covers. Zero work went into this cover. Now, I'm not even the art. Look, the artist, by the way, didn't approve the cover. The artist probably just drew some concept crap, and some editor took pictures and Fiona said they clipped it. It's just clip art, as Fiona pointed out. And they stuck it on a cover and said, put that out there. Somebody will buy it. Yeah, 5 people might buy it. I don't even know if they're going to. Right? Yeah, Steve, looks like promotional art for an upcoming action figure from Hasbro that is a comic. That is in no measurable way. Even it's any kind of comics cover. They're bad comics covers. They're fair comics covers, mediocre ones. This doesn't even measure up to the level of a bad cover. It's nothing. It is less than nothing. It's not good enough to be called bad. Forget about the figures what images there that terrible? No, they're not particularly terrible. I've seen way worse. Even by Frank Robbins. It's the images are just like of the woman and stuff themselves are just sort of, who cares? I can't draw like that. That's fine. But they just stuck these these nothing images, clipped them onto this pathetic purple background cover, and they put it out there. They actually published this. They went to the printer and said, yeah, let's do that. I'm getting angry with it. It's disgraceful that we now live in a time when I I can barely stomach walking through the new comic shop now, looking at the new books on the shelf and on the racks and on the wall, the new stuff that comes out when I go to my comic shop every now and then just to visit and hang out and see people. And I make fun of them or I laugh at them and go, ugh, this all looks like crap. This is a new level to me. I'm looking at this and I'm going, I don't even know what this is. Not a comic book cover. I've seen, it's not good enough to be called bad. You may as well just left those images off of there that they clipped on and just shifted out purple. What would have been the difference? It's a disgrace. I mean, you could have got, there's nothing. That's not what a comic book cover is. Hey, Donnie Pearson, what's up? This is not what a comic book cover is. I mean, crappy comic book covers still look better than this. There's something going on. Usually, it may look like dog crap a lot of the time, but this is not even that. I can't even express how unbelievably bad this is. Total garbage, man. And I thank Fiona for pointing that out to me because I was really just. I thought I would go, yeah. I thought I was just going to go, yeah, whatever, same old stuff. I mean, not to you, Fiona, but I thought I would say, well, Fiona, no surprise there. But I actually, not that I'm surprised, but I'm actually a little bit just maybe even slightly surprised by today's standards. I mean, man, if you got, why don't you guys just stop pretending that you even care about selling comics now? You clearly don't care. And if you don't care, that's okay. Just stop. Stop. Let's show something cool. So we can look at something cool that I bought also. Because like I said, the shipping's crazy on these TwoMorrows. So ordering one mag, I may as well order always like add an extra to it since the shipping's the same. So this is not necessarily a comic mag, but it's put out by the same people. I got an issue of a back issue of Retro Fan. Retro Fan's a great magazine if you haven't seen this one. Also by my TwoMorrows people. And I got it because look what it's on the cover. Look what it's got. And look what they're covering this issue. The greatest cartoon of them all, the Flash Gordon Saturday morning tune. We're going to look at some comic book covers in a minute, but I just thought I would show this, that I got this. And look, The Prisoner. I am not a number. I am a free man. So Retro Fan's pretty cool. I really like this mag. Let's see what's up in Retro Fan this week. I mean, how can you go wrong? You got Flash Gordon cartoon, Superman cartoon, The Prisoner. Hey, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. And The Creature. See? Wah, 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 wah. Eminem. Oh, my God, Eminem. See? They got all kind of crazy stuff in Retro Fan. Hey, I am in the. This is not the current issue though. This was about a year or so ago. I meant to order it and forgot or whatever. I have every issue of back issue and Jack Kirby Collector and stuff, but I don't have every issue of this. But I have a lot of them here and there, and sometimes I wait for them to go down or whatever. But then I needed to add I was so aggravated by the price of my shipping, and I saw that I could add another bag, and pay the same exact shipping. So I just did, even though I shouldn't spend money. And so that's why I went with that gwag. But it's not the latest issue, but it's cool. M&M's, baby cakes. Look at that. They do all kind of crazy stuff in Retro Fan. It's really, really nice mag. Let's see here. So a few things. More M&M's. Oh, there you are, Gwag. Gwagnar's in there. Believe it or not, yeah, that's a good point, D-Bud. I bought the M&M's issue, but you know what? I got to admit, I didn't know that was in there until just now. I'd like to tell you that I bought it on purpose because of the M&M's, but I must admit I did not know there was M&M's until I just looked at it with you. I promise. There's the Gwag man right there, the Gwagnar. Oh, Julie Adams, marry me. Look at Julie. Oh, my. There you are, Gwag. With your mask off, buddy. I love those movies. Oh, there you go. What a beautiful poster. Raquel would love that. That's nice stuff right there. Wagner, that you and me both. If you say you have a face made for radio, I have an everything made for radio. Except my stupid voice, of course. There you go. Oh, man. Look at that. There you go. Nice stuff. Revenge of the Creature. The creature walks among us. D-Bud says, my buddy was a big fan of the creature, has a Julie Adams signed picture from the movie. Wow. The creature was just an exceptional creation. I saw it in theaters last summer, and the creature effects still hold up nice. Yes, indeed. Cool stuff, McGruff there. So let's see what else we have. Hey, look. Whoa, creature toys. Or the model kits. Masks. Yeah. Well, I gotta show that. Maybe on the show on the Clubhouse, I'll show this to Raquel. Number one, she'll love this. I'll show this on the Clubhouse, more of this because she'll love to see that. So let's see here. More stuff in Retro Fan that I've just bought, even though it's an older issue. Well, look at that. The Superman. Wow, color forms. Oh, man. Who used to get color forms? There's a Monsters one, too. How about that? Retrofit 26 is Super Friends and Avengers and M Appeal version. Yes, I got to get that. There are plenty of issues of Retrofan that I want to go back and get, Gwag, and those are a couple of them right there for sure. Definitely want to go back and get those. Oh yeah, Donnie says 1 week till Superman Day. Yeah. That's right. They're having the big Superman celebration at Metropolis. Then to do, but Rich Corbin, huge book called Necronomicon. Ooh, is that? Are you saying you found those or something, Fiona? I have some of those. I have some Rich Corbin stuff. I met Rich Corbin. He was a nice guy. Color forms. Yeah. Oh yeah, they're cool. At Lost Art, the color forms. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Color forms. So they have a nice article about color forms in this one. That's cool. Boy, Mark would like to see that one, the Beatles one there. That was for you, Mark D, if you're out there somewhere, the Beatles color forms. Look at that. Look, Batman print putty. I love this mag. This mag is incredible. Barbie. Color form, Star Trek. Oh man, I can't. I'm gonna show this mag more proper on to Raquel when she's here Thursday night. She'll love this. Yeah. So for those of you here tonight, forgive me if I repeat myself Thursday night by showing this to Raquel. Whoa. Sticky business. Man, look at this. Cartoon play sets, comics kits, color forms, Look at all these color form sets. Wow. Oh, you're going through some boxes? Cool. Nice. You finding some good stuff, yeah. Ah, yes, the late Paul Rand, creator of the iconic ABC Circle, among other things. Look at Beanie and Cecil. Well, now here's Beanie and the crew. Come go sailing with Beanie and the crew. Cecil the Seasick Sea Serpent and Uncle Captain too. Come on, kids, let's lift our lids. Bump, bump, bump. Higher than the moon. Well, now here's Beanie and Cecil in a Bob Clampett cartoon. Sorry. This is badass right here. I love this stuff. I need to get this issue. This is another book that just did. TwoMorrows did Britmania. Great stuff. Oh my goodness. Prisoner. Who created the? What do you mean? Who created the prisoner? Don't even go there, buddy. Secret Agent Man. Look at that. I'm gonna bypass this and do some more. On Thursday night. So Raquel can enjoy it. I think she'd like that. I got to get me some more issues of that. Of Gwag. It's a great magazine. I have a bunch of them, but I don't get every issue. But it's just so expensive to get every. I mean, I get every issue of Back Issue. I get every issue of the Jack Kirby Collector. I get Alter Ego sometimes when it's something I really like. So if anyone's here Thursday night, and after we do our review stuff, and I haven't shown Raquel that mag, if you think about it, remind me. Because you know my dumb memory. You know my memory's garbaggio from hell. They've given you a number, and they've taken away your name. Yes, sirree. Swinging on the river one day. Sorry. Comic book covers. You know, everyone could use a good palate cleanse after looking at garbage, filthy, trashy, pukey covers, garbagey, filth-infested, maggot-infested covers from hell, like we just looked at. You know, you ever just feel like you want to look at something cool? You want to look at cool covers? And in keeping with, you know, the spirit of where we were, you know, what we were looking at in terms of fun covers from the old days. I'm going to go back to, you know, because we were talking a lot of Legion lately and been doing that on our Legion reviews with J-Man and stuff. Fun fact. The Hidden Gem movie, Permanent Midnight with Ben Stiller, in his prime was the autobiographical of the creators of Alf. Descend into Addiction. It's the best movie no one knows about. I don't know about it either. Well, I know about it now only because of you. That's wow. Let's look at some old Superboy covers. Let's see here. Some of them aren't big enough, but okay. Just to take Neil Adams for example. This is not a. Yeah. Doesn't matter, does it? Oops. Well, these aren't very big covers, but all right, Joe Dog, take it easy, buddy. That cover that we looked at earlier from that excuse for a comic cover. I know this isn't a very big picture of this cover, but look at that. It's got Superboy on the title, and there he is. That simple, extraordinarily well done figure, of course, of Superboy. Simple. Look at the entire thing is filled with a story. It's not paneled. And yes, there are words saying, it's down, down, and away for Superboy in the big fall. But you could even get rid of those words and know what's going on. And know it's a freaking Superboy comic. And it generates excitement, which is what a freaking cover is supposed to do. That cover, it's not much of a background. And there are words over it. You can have the words or not have the words. It's still there. Figures. There's Superboy there under his title, and something's going on. It generates interest. It shows you something. All right, Chris Persia, take it easy, buddy. Like you say, Hungry Boy, it has everything. Foreshortening, anatomy, drama, action, color. Yes. I got to find a bigger covers to show because these are kind of small here. So I'm just going to go ahead and just go, let's see. Covers, and we'll get out here in a second. You need to look at real comic book covers after you see trash like that. There's nothing. I mean, I just love me some comic covers. I can't lie to you. I mean, they're just some of the nicest art. Look at this. For example, sure, I'll do that in a second there, Ironhide. Good point. I will. But this cover of Spider-Man 100 has always just been just fabulous. Look at that. That's a freaking cover, man. But let's see. Action 52. Wow. All right. Well, let's go for it. Great cover. It's about as big as I can get it, but I don't have a big one there. But Action Comics 52. Great cover. You got Supes and Vigilante and Satara on there. Nice cover. But just going at random. This is a random sampling of comic book covers. There's going to be some crap in here, but there's going to be some great ones too. Look at that. Bob Layton cover. This is one of the classic covers of all time. Iron Man 128, Demon in a Bottle. Okay. This is an artist right here, folks. Bob Layton was brilliant. This cover is brilliant. It tells you everything you need to know. It has wonderful variety. We see Tony Stark. We know what his problem is. We see what his problem is. This was very, if you'll pardon the expression, very stark to see when I was a kid. Or not a kid. A kid, I guess. I mean, pretty young. Late teens or whatever. And pretty mature subject matter considering what comics were at the time in particular. But man, you see something that grabs you. That Marvel letter Marvel at the end of that doesn't at the bottom doesn't belong there, but that's still the same cover. Hey, Courtney. Good to see you, Courtney. That's masterful, though. That's a cover doing the job of a cover. DC Comics, you moron idiots who don't know how to do a cover anymore. But okay, you want to do DC, and since we were talking about DC's idiocy, all right, we'll do you a nice DC one. Look at that. I was never really big on I believe this was Brayfogle or somebody. Ed Hannigan. I can't even remember at this point. I believe it was oh God, I don't know. I think it was Brayfogle. Ed Hannigan. I can't even remember. But that's beside the point. Look at that. Hey, DC Comics, that's a cover. This is one of my favorite covers. Too bad it's a crappy scan of it. This is masterful. Another great John Romita cover. Fiona, I got you. Oh, yeah. I hear you, R9. Thor 337 is a classic cover. Yeah. I always loved this one. See, this is, again, when you go like talking about an abstract cover, like that cover's trying to be that horrible so-called Green Arrow #2 cover we just looked at. I mean, how many Green Arrow #2s can you make, for God's sake? This is pretty abstract, a lot of the same colors, and it's a classic. We made a T-shirt. The comic shop I was running at the time, in 1982 when this came out, we made our shop logo T-shirt from this. We were so excited about this cover. Wow, cool. I don't know if Reincar Steve, how you doing there? Good to see you. That's a cover. DC Comics. I know it's a Marvel, but I'm saying DC, you can't do shite either way. Well, Marvel keeps popping up. I was trying to, drive home the point that DC sucks, but any cover will do to show how shitty that cover is. That non-cover. It's not even a cover. It's not the cover we're talking about. It's not even a freaking cover. It's a joke, man. I should pull up some shitty covers that I consider that are way better than that trash. One of the all-time great covers right here. All right, let's see here. Three 37, the classic. You can never find a bigger cover when you need one. There you go. Right there, folks. That's a clever. I mean, that's again an example of not much, no background needed, but you still have an amazing cover. Good night, Courtney. Good to see you. Isn't that just amazing that it just makes you sad for comic book art? How ugly, since we were talking about a Green Lantern, a shitty Green Arrow cover. How about we look at some Green Arrow covers? How about that? Because there are plenty of great Green Arrow covers. BC, you dickweeds. Random Green Arrow covers. Every one, which will, of course, be better than your crap. I loved this Green Arrow series, what I thought was a bit underrated by Trevor Von Eden. Great, interesting art. Look at that. Look at that Green Arrow. That's a Green Arrow cover, DC. Unlike the one you did with the purple background with a character nobody even knows. Idiots. Trevor Von Eden, I thought was pretty good. Interesting art on the inside, but it's which was good though. But his covers, hey, I really like this covers for this series. Longbow hunters. It's about spatial choices on a blank background cover. Clobby, knowing the motion and amount of where to put what to put where. And you're the artist. I don't know much about that kind of stuff, but I hear you. Yeah. And look at that. This was, of course, a reprint book right here, but look at that beautiful Adams cover. I bought this when it came out. It was reprinting the hard traveling heroes. Look at that. There's a cover with Green Arrow actually on the cover. DC, you freaking idiots. Why did what? Who okayed that crap? Who at DC thought it was okay to release that trash? I know I'm answering my own question. Sorry. Tend to do that sometimes, I guess. There's covers that tell a story, for God's sake. Like Grell's covers, man. Fanty, I hear you, but man, everybody's throwing so many numbers at me. I'd be here all night if I followed all of those. What we're gonna, Fanty, I'm gonna do a show, a Monday night show called Comics Covers, and I'm gonna let everybody throw out a comic book. Then when we pull the cover up, and we'll look at the damn covers, because looking at covers never gets old for me. You just got to do it in a more organized fashion. I can't just, I just wanted to show a couple of examples of how covers could be good because of that debacle we saw earlier with that trash that DC put out. But I want to do one where you can throw a number at me. We'll do it in an organized fashion. And go from there. This is what happens when you fill a company with people. They don't know, and they don't know anything. They have and have no respect for their elders and what came before. Respect for what came before is the most important thing that my channel is all about always. Fiona. So yes, I'm with you, Fiona. Yep. They don't know what they're doing. Ugh, Kevin Smith. I remember this. I bought these. These were fun covers. Oh crap! You think those idiots at DC could do a cover like this? Now, this is Neil Adams for a reprint book, and this came out in the early '80s. It was a reprint of his Hard Traveling Heroes Adams, O'Neil Adams Green Lantern run. Do you think the idiots at DC Comics who puked out that garbage purple covered idiocy that we saw, that Fiona showed us the picture of today, could do a cover like this? But Neil Adams just did. I mean, Neil Adams just did this for a reprint cover. It's not even an original cover from one of the original books. Look at that. Look at that. Is there a so-called artist at DC or Marvel Comics right now that could do this? Oh, what happened to Kevin Smith? Yes, I know. You said what happened to Kevin Smith? Yes, Hollywood happened to Kevin Smith. Of course, I never liked him before that. I've always hated his do-bro bullshit. I've never been a fan, but many people have, and he disappointed them as well. It's not an I told you so thing, because I just told him I didn't like him. I didn't care. But yeah, Hollywood happened to him. That's what happened. Hollywood happens to people, and then they're not people anymore. Usually. Well, a few of them come out even better, stronger, but the weaker ones come out as just void of anything. They come out as zombies. So anybody at DC who puked out that filthy trash cover that we were showing today could do this? I didn't think so. Anyway. All right, my friends, I'll tell you what, it's about time to start wrapping it up. We've been here a couple hours, and I want to thank you all for being here with me tonight. It's been fantastic. I'm going to do some show notes and shout outs, and then we're going to let everybody run. Again, big thank you to the great J-Man and Sean for hanging out with me, reviewing Legion, 3 more Legion comics tonight. It was unbelievably fun. They are the best, and I hope. I can't wait to do it next week. Although next week it'll be Bob Haney. I'll settle on that book, which we're going to do tomorrow. So let's see. Tomorrow night I'll be over at tomorrow night and Thursday night, Tuesdays and Thursday nights at my good buddy Tom's at Midnight's Edge After Dark, hanging out with them at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Fiona says, thank you, Fiona. You're too kind. Well, one day you'll have to come on and tell us about those comics. Thank you, Oliver. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate that, though. Well, look, we have a guest here, though. What are you doing?
I know you're just closing up, but I had a project to do tonight. I just wanted to say hi to everyone. And
if you want to take the helm while I go take medicine, then I can stay longer. But
yeah. Well, you don't have to stay longer. I don't want to prolong the show. I just wanted to say.
I don't mind.
So,
okay. I'll leave you with the helm then.
Oh, wait. What can I do? What damage can I do here?
Everyone, be mean to Mark, and I'll be right back.
All right, everyone. Yeah. Well, here we go. I can just.
I'm sorry, Captain, but I'm an engineer, not a magician.
I can just keep playing that over and over, right? And and then I won't get in any trouble. But yeah, I heard there was a bad Green Arrow cover just when I was popping in. I guess how bad was that Green Arrow cover? I guess let me try to goggle it, as Raquel would say. Is it typical Hungry Boy not approved art? I guess some of the covers lately have been pretty bad. So I guess I'm assuming Clobberin Times was showing it. But yeah, hi to Lisa, hi to D Bud. Let's see, Hungry Boy is still here. Yep, Gwagnar, Donnie Pearson. Yep, great to hang out. I had work stuff for tomorrow, so but I was listening, so that was listening for a bit. But let's see, what's this new Green Arrow cover? Let's see, what can someone tell me what issue it is? Let's see here. Let's see. Is this Green Arrow number 38? No. I'm trying to see what what this terrible covers. I mean, there's been so many great classic Green Arrow covers. But
I'll get it for you. Sorry about that, everybody. Let's see. Now I'm good. I had to take. We'll get out here in a minute, but I'll show Mark that. Hang on. Let's see.
I mean, how bad? Can't be that bad.
It's
Could
just-
it? I mean, I'm joking. I'm joking.
It's not.
but-
Yeah, I said it's not good enough to be bad because it's not a cover of anything. It's such a wasteoid. They call that a Green Arrow cover.
What the hell is that? That looks like something to, like, one of those bad handbooks of the Marvel universe with like
It
character
doesn't look
parts.
like anything.
But it's worse.
like-
No, but it's worse.
It looks
I'm
like
saying-
no comic I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying like it looks like like an encyclopedia cover. We just have pieces. Green Arrow #2. But what the hell? Who was this character that
I don't know who
I've
that
never
is.
seen before? Is she replacing Green Arrow?
I mean, like I said, the figure itself just doesn't look particularly bad or good. It's like blah, whatever, bland, but a purple background, nothing green on the
Yeah.
cover whatsoever, and he's not there. And it's not. I mean, it's just
It's an alternative cover, I guess, or it's an alternative cover. I
it's a
think.
box to an action figure. Good one, Fiona. Yeah. I don't know if it's what it's on stands though. Someone took a picture of that.
Yeah, I mean it's terrible. Oh yeah, it's an alternative cover. So
Is it?
The main cover here? I'll show you the main cover. I mean, not that it excuses it, but at least they do all these crappy alternative covers.
That's not good enough
that
to be
make
an alternative.
No, I mean
Who'd buy that?
I mean, they've had Alex Ross doing alternative covers that are been pretty decent for some of the new comics. So this is the issue, I guess, here. So
Okay, that doesn't look particular. I don't think it's that great, but it's a comic book cover.
yeah, it's
Okay,
not,
that's a comic book cover. I mean, I might
Yeah,
not like it that much, but there's things going on. There's Green Arrows on there with a stupid looking outfit for some reason, but it's there. That other one looks like something a third grader put on a refrigerator door.
Yeah, and
maybe
that's
maybe
okay if
first
it's your
grader.
son or daughter. It's okay if it's your son or daughter.
Right.
Like
Maybe
I saved a
first
bunch
grader.
of their artwork. Yeah, and then only a parent could love it, right? I got to tell a story. An aside, like we
First of all,
we had like
one second, real quick.
yeah, go for it. Yeah,
Clobby, the positive impact of the last hour or so is slowly being canceled out by the more the more you keep Vice Admiral Holo on screen. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that her? Was that Admiral Holdo? Holy shit. I'm
Maybe.
sorry, buddy. Sorry I didn't mean to traumatize you there, Ironhide. I didn't know who it was. Anyway, go for it.
Well, I just we had like a potluck dinner for grammar school, like you meet the parents kind of thing, and
Right.
of course these like certain people were like really trying to show off and impress everyone, and like had caterers, or like it's just supposed to be like a second grade meet the parents, like get some sandwiches or whatever, and hang out, and they like went way overboard, and then we go into their dining room, and he's like, they've got this fancy modern art painting, like this massive mural on the back wall, and obviously really overpriced modern, not to offend any modern art lovers out there. I guess there's some modern art I guess is good, but not always my entire bag of it, but cup of tea. and the guy's like, well, do you know who painted this? I'm like, was it your 5-year-old son? Everyone started laughing. I didn't know what to say because it's like the second grade thing. But he said it like a really pretentious way, like I was supposed to be impressed by this scribbles on his dining room wall that probably cost him, 10 grand or what, whatever the hell it was. So it's like,
jeez.
and the guy was kind of like an a-hole too that people don't like because one of those show-offy kind of guys.
Yeah.
So
Right.
so but I just had to
Pretentious?
tell that. Pretentious, yeah, showing off. It's like, okay, well, you got a little extra money, but who cares? Just be a nice person, right? But
Someone in DC is trying to score with a person whose kid wants to be a comic artist. We're gonna score. Yeah. We're gonna score. She's hot. Look at these other alternate covers. Let's see what they look like.
Well, let's see who did this. Cover E.
Nobody
Zaki
drew that.
design card stock variant. Yeah, Did Hungry Boy have a heart attack looking at these, or is he still alive?
He's not happy. I mean, this one here is not as bad. It's still pretty bland and silly, but it's
not that good.
But I know who that is. It's supposed to be Arsenal, right? Speedy.
Yeah.
Okay, so at least I know who that's supposed to be. Even like I was talking earlier, this has nothing to do with being bad art or good art. I'm talking about what makes a comic book cover, and this is, but I don't think it's great, but I don't really care either. Like I see who it is, I know who it is. Like whatever, who cares? There are a lot of shitty covers. It's not like no one's pretending this is the first shitty cover we've ever seen. But it's just like this one. Okay, so what's the other ones?
But why does he have? Didn't Arsenal lose an arm?
They keep changing. Yeah, but they change costumes all the time. I don't know.
But is he missing an arm?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's
modern DC. Yeah.
This
one,
or maybe
again, it's fine. I don't like it necessarily or dislike it. The art, the figures are good. Obviously, they're hot chicks. That helps. At background, again, at least something to be desired. But it's nothing that makes you go, what the hell they're doing here? You just see it and go, man, whatever. Another bland,
not that good
color with hot chicks. It's nothing special either way. Then the other one here. All right, fine. I mean, it's okay art. I don't really, not my kind of cover, but it's something going on. There's background, there's action. It looks like the comic book cover.
And that's got to be Arsenal. And who the heck is that supposed to be? Green? That can't be Green Arrow.
I don't know. That's Green Arrow, and I don't know what their costumes. They've got new costumes.
He looks young, yeah.
I don't know if that's Arsenal or not. It's got to be Arsenal, huh? It's got to be Roy Harper, right?
I guess. Well, someone can help us out in the chat who's bought this, maybe.
No, nobody here. I've already checked. If Classic Comics isn't following it, then we know nobody else here is. Well, it's 24 is, and he's not here. So there you go. You got. I'm thinking that's Roy Harper, and then you get this one. I don't understand.
No sense.
This is the other ones. I'm not talking about bad or good art here. I'm talking about something that doesn't even deserve to be called a comic book cover. Not talking good, not talking bad. I'm talking ludicrous. You may as well just get rid of those figures on there and sell it a purple, blue, or whatever it is. Is it blue or is it purple? I don't know.
Oh, Ironheart says it's Connor Hawk. Thank you. Yep.
That's Connor Hawk? Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, there you go. It makes sense. It's Connor. I got you. I thought it was, I don't know why I thought it was Roy Harper, but okay. You're right. Connor Hawk's way after my time. I never liked him. But now I realize, oh, yeah, it's because of the month it's Connor Hawk. Yeah. So this here, however.
This makes no sense as the layout. The layout makes zero sense. Yeah. Unless what are these? Does anyone know what this character is or what her powers are? Or can she detach head character, detach arm girl? I mean,
maybe she's arm fall off girl. I don't know.
Arm fall off girl.
The characters depicted on the current Green Arrow cover looks like one of the failed Marvel characters, like Snowflake. Yes, she does. So I don't know who she is. I don't care who she is.
Search image with Google. Let's see.
And by the way, I'm not even knocking the artist who drew the thing. I don't care. I'm saying the cover is pathetic.
I'm just trying to figure out who.
Because by the way, the art
who
department
this is
looks like they took some shit and just splattered, clipped like someone said clip art or pasted it on a piece of paper and said go with that. And so yeah, it's just awful. And here's the good thing that gets me. It's a variant. Like, you think anybody wants that? I wonder what that's. I'd be hilarious if they're trying to get money for it. They get a lot of money for it.
Oh, I forget who this is. It's the first appearance of Troublemaker. I'm reading this on the Twitterverses. So, first appearance of Troublemaker with a new design variant cover by Sean Zaki, and that's the artist. Co-creator of Stray and Marvel DC artist, currently the artist on Green Arrow for DC Comics. Pronounce Isaacs. Yeah, we don't want to say his name wrong. But yeah, so that's Troublemaker. I guess it's a new character that I've never.
Pronouns in bio because that'll tell you something.
No.
Surprise. Okay. So look, I can't draw a stick figure, so I don't care about. I'm not saying the guy can't draw anything. He's not responsible for that being published either. It's the art department and the editor says, "Yeah, throw all that crap on a black, or I mean on a blue or purple background and just roll with it, and we'll make it a variant."
Yep.
And I guess if you read the comic and you like what's her face, Troublemaker.
Troublemaker. Yep.
Yeah. So if I'm actually buying, this is number 2, right? If I'm actually interested in this Green Arrow comic, which I'm not buying that cover. Are you?
No, I'm not.
Why would I
Well,
want that
this
cover?
doesn't make sense. I'm trying to see what trying to figure out her powers. Yeah.
Her powers is to make trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. Features the first ever appearance of a character named Troublemaker. No word yet if she's a villain or not, but she certainly looks threatening. So
Roy Harper is in
info
this
on
comic though.
Yeah.
According to this Troublemaker, new villain called Troublemaker. Yeah, what's she like? Does she go on Twitter and start Twitter fights and troll people on YouTube or what? Troublemaker.
Yeah, that can cause a lot of
What
trouble.
a name for a villain. Troublemaker. Yeah, that's scary. Woo. Wow, who's writing this dribble? Joshua Williamson. Okay. Josh. Old buddy pal that we don't know. If you're creating a quote unquote brand new villain and you name him or her either way or anything else, you name Troublemaker, maybe writing comics is not for you. Modern comics, I guess. But Troublemaker? First there was Dr. Doom, the Joker, the Riddler, Green Goblin, Galactus. Name all these other villains. Luther. All these other villains. No. Move over, Dr. Doom. Move over, King the Conqueror. Move over, Ultron. Move over, Mr. Mixaz-Pitlick, I guess. I don't know. Move over, all of you guys. Make way for... Hey, Darkseid, you better watch out, because here comes Troublemaker.
Yeah.
Troublemaker.
And
Now
what series is this Green?
It's a new series.
Green Arrow number 2, but it's not limited series, or are they just
How many
typical
typical
reboot? Yeah, typical reboot,
that
right?
new
Yeah,
thing they're doing. Yeah. So
everyone's rebooting. Yeah.
now I'm off the cover and more interested in the name of Troublemaker. Like, wow, dude, you Troublemaker can't be. That's almost as good as Space say Space and Snowflake. What's his? I think it's a she actually, but I wouldn't want to presume anything. Steve says, "What's his weakness? Being put in timeout." Yes, that's right. Now you're getting it. Look at the head positions of the planes of the face. That's just wrong. If they used organic cheats, then they had already bad sources. This one with GA and Speedy. Yeah. Yep.
Well, Hungry Boy, as he's saying, imagine kids under 30, need to do 2 years of life drawing to draw comics. Well, there's just no jobs out there. We're just going to all these interviews, and they all want you to work 40 hours a week or more. Well, sorry, I just watched Dumb and Dumber during the day for Toxic Tuesday. Yeah, one of the lines. We can't find any jobs. They all want us to work 40 hours a week. But yeah, I mean, not to pick. I mean, there are some great young kids out there. So, but yeah, you got to put the work in, and everything today is digital. It seems like, and you could probably take a lot of shortcuts, but if you don't know the fundamentals, you're not gonna be able to draw well. I think in digital, no matter how good you are. So.
Oh boy, Troublemaker.
Oh, here we go. I actually found the issue. Oh, I found the issue. I don't want to. I don't want to show because it's too new. But
I can't believe this is called Troublemaker. I can't stop myself. I can't get over it. You named a new villain Troublemaker. Aren't all villains troublemakers? Or am I missing something?
Well, maybe she's a hero.
She says brand new villain Troublemaker.
I'm trying to see what her powers are. I'm going to skim through the comic. I don't want to show
annoying people, I guess. I have that power.
Because it's a new comic, yeah.
I happen to be a master troublemaker apparently because I can annoy with the best of them. What'd you say?
the art's actually, the comic.
yeah.
The art's actually not that bad, I have to say, on the interior. I mean, we're all talking relatively speaking, but it's not
No, it's okay. Yeah,
that
and the
bad.
art's. I'm not saying the art's bad. It's.
Yeah,
I
no,
want to
I'm
see.
skimming
But
through it now.
I want to see Troublemaker. I got to. Let me. I'm not. We're not going to show
Yeah.
it, but because it's new, we get in trouble. Green. I don't know. Some of the art kind of sucks. I mean, maybe the way they draw Ollie sucks. They never can draw Ollie right. He looks like dog crap. Who's this?
Good night,
chick? Oh, there she is.
Ironhide. Yeah.
I found Troublemaker. Let me see. I want to look at Troublemaker.
So this is supposed to be Arsenal, actually, according to the comic book.
On that cover, you mean?
Yeah, I thought Arsenal lost his arm.
Someone
so
said
it's
Connor Hawk, but it's
from the reading the book. It's actually
Good night,
Arsenal,
Ironhide.
but not that I,
All right. Okay, there's. All right, he's fighting Troublemaker now.
Well, they have a nice 1970 Mustang, and they did a nice job of drawing the Mustang. I have to say, usually they mess up cars. So,
okay, she's weird, but she looks better in the comic than she does on that stupid cover. But she's got some claw thingies, and
I can take out your little human problem. This is Troublemaker. How much of a payday are we talking? Consider your debts covered. She's got like Wolverine claws, and they said they did SNK schnicked, like they took the I and the K out. Yeah,
she's hitting on Ollie, but she has to kill him anyway, and she's. I mean, I don't know.
I guess she's not human. I guess, right? Yeah.
I don't know. Holy crap! Who in the hell are these two chicks that saved his ass? Naturally, he looks like crap. His costume looks like crap, and he had to have his ass saved by two body positive chicks. I guess I don't know. With weird hair. All right, I don't. Jesus, Troublemaker.
Oh, he did get the trick arrow with the punch arrow, and that's pretty good.
Yeah, someone else.
Sorry, we're trying to describe the comic, but we can't read it yet.
Oh, there's Piss. Wait a minute. Why does Peacemaker and Peace Wrecker? There's a female Peacemaker because of course, and she's called Peace Wrecker.
I don't know.
Well, wait a minute. Peacemaker and Peace Wrecker, but they have very similar costumes. Wouldn't they be opposites? Or am I missing something?
I don't know. Yeah. I guess they're on another planet or something. They're on a weird planet, and they're living in a treehouse.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm reading sorry, we're reading the issues are going talking, but yeah. So he's stranded somewhere, and he built a treehouse, and they're living, and he's making vegetarian chili. This is not chili, Uncle Ollie. We'll get used to it. This is our home for a while. How long have you been here? The days are weird, not like on Earth, but maybe a few weeks. How'd you make this? I forage in the forest, and this, like your hideout. Well, I've been stranded enough times to know how to build a treehouse. Yeah, of course, that's its origin. Yep. But a few years ago, I talked Batman and Flash into building me a better backup, a compressed tech that's stashed in the bottom piece of my quiver. That's nice. So why aren't we going home? Because we can't. Can't. Why not? Can't say. So, so he's stuck on some weird planet. Yep. So, and they're mentioning Connor Hawk. Yep. At the end of the issue. Yep. My son. They took my son from me.
And
then he
looks like crap.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot worse. I guess.
Oh yeah, I mean that's
relatively
no
speaking.
excuse.
I could live with this art if I had to.
I hear you. I don't I don't know. You're right. No, it's just not.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
So Peacemaker's here with.
You still need this stuff on there.
Peacemaker and Peace Record. What? Oh no, you can take it down. No, you can take it down. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my. Well, we got to show you that a little bit, folks. Fiona's mean. Fiona's mean. You're mean, Fiona. Mean. So Gwagnar said the original Troublemaker was from the New Universe. I got to tell you that did not read the New Universe. I remember it well, but I don't. Did you read that thing, Gwag? God Lord, I mean, I couldn't even. I think I didn't even buy any of them. I looked at, I flipped through the first couple of ones, and they all looked so Star Brand and what what was the Psy whatever. Oh God, I can't remember the books now. I remember the names of them. Kickers Inc. and Mark Hazard Merc or whatever, and it's like Star Brand, and there was what's the size something, I don't know. I mean, I can't remember all the titles. I'm sure you do, Gwag. But I got to admit, it was Jim Shooter's little brainchild, and that he was so happy and proud of in the mid '80s, and it would tank like a biatch, and it just didn't take off. Nobody gave a crap. Night Mask was another one, maybe. I don't know. Did you buy any of those?
No, I did not. Nope.
You know what I'm talking about, I guess, right?
Yeah, I didn't get into that stuff. Thankfully, yeah. I bought enough. So many comics you buy, and then they turn into a dead end too, in terms of just the story not going anywhere. So, I mean, this issue is not entirely terrible. I got to say, scrolling through it quickly, but I guess I've just become so jaded by just so many horrendous comics lately that when you get something that's not entirely terrible, and they did a nice job. The artists did a good job with that 1970 Mustang. I'll give them points for that. So there's a nice drawing of a Mustang in here. So usually they try to leave out all the trademarks. So I guess is there Ford mark on there? But let's see here.
Remember they started crossing them over to the real Marvel universe because the way it was buying them. Cyforce, that's it.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, Cyforce. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's how they're crossing over. Miles Morales is in the main Marvel universe now. When they said he would always stay in the Ultimate Universe, right? So,
Star Brand. Yes, sir. Never could get into it myself.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, anyway, what the hell? What do you do? So, all right, everybody. Well, this time we're running for sure. Thank God. We'll listen to the Hungry Boy.
Maybe wait. Let's get Raquel to pop in now.
Just kidding. When I think comic art cannot devolve further, this. So. All right, dudes. Well, my friends, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. I want to thank Mark D for popping in and hanging out with us.
Thank you.
Let's see. Well, look, okay, palate cleanse. Look at this wonderful greatness again. At least some lovely Legionness.
There you go.
But Jim Gallagher's amazing work he did on this John Byrne work. I mean, without Jim Gallagher it was from one Byrne sketch that he made it stretch that long like that. Incredible. In the bottom, of course, Dave Cockrum, Legion. Love it. There you go, Hungry Boy. How about that? Got some Dave Cockrum greatness to look at.
Classic stuff. Yep.
How about that? Fiona says, I'm trying to remember these little mini RPG games. Some of them were in space. They had some pretty rough art. Steve Jackson games. Yeah, some of the art on those. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like Ogre was one little mini RPG. Well, it was more of a tactical RPG. But yeah, there was some fun little games. I used to buy them, and they were in Ziploc bags with just the instructions and a map.
Yeah. Hey, Zax. What's up, buddy? So show notes and then shout outs. We'll get out of here. Of course, again, big shout out, as I said earlier, to J-Man. Had a lot of fun hanging with him on Legion. Next week, it will be Bob Haney. I'll have that announced by Wednesday, which one we're doing. This has been great fun hanging, talking comics tonight, as always. I will be on the great Tom Connor's channel Tuesday and Thursday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. As always, Midnight Ed's After Dark. And then Wednesday night, I think we're having a comic book round table. Loki and the gang, I hope. I hope we're having that. He'll let me know for sure. He'll let me know if we're doing it. And if we are, I'll be there. But what else? Oh, and then, of course, Wild Card Wednesday night. And, of course, the Clubhouse, as always, Thursday nights. Mark D returns, and with number one there, our Tales of Tomorrow and our Shadow US UFO review. And then, of course, I'll be reviewing some Star Trek comics. Looking forward to the debut of Clobby's Star Trek comics review. That'll be a lot of fun. And then, of course, Friday night on the great Nick Weiser's channel, Friday night comic shop talk 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and of course Saturday night Star Trek. What a great time we had last week, and we're gonna have a great time again this week. 4 more episodes of Star Trek Deep Space Nine reviewed by Useed. So that is going to be so much fun. And let's see here. Shout out. Hey, Crease. Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. I'm glad you're here. Let's see here. Let's shout out our wrenchers, of course, first. The great Eric K., the bronze wrencher. Thank you so much, buddy, for all you do, and I hope you're doing better, man. Feel better soon. Great hanging out with you last night.
That was a nice surprise, yeah.
On the geekery, by the way, which will be I'll be all there Sunday night, of course, as we were last night, and it was on the great Mark D with the C's channel. Anything you wanted to say before we get out of here, by the way?
Well, no, but thank you everyone for last night for all the super chats and memberships and stuff. That was a lot of fun, and thank you for being there. And yeah, a lot of fun. And tomorrow night, Toxic Tuesday, probably one of the greatest movies of all time, Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah,
you can argue with me about that.
No, that's correct.
But yeah, that's one of my all-time favorite movies. I almost died watching it the first time because I couldn't stop laughing, and my much better half kept looking at me like, "What the f is so funny? This movie is not funny." So I mean, and she's like, "I'm just not. This is not good." I'm like, "This is the greatest thing I've ever seen." So people can still, be friends or be married and have different opinions. So yeah, but looking forward to that tomorrow night. So I gotta pull some of the great clips out of that one to have for tomorrow night. Yep. So looking forward to that. That's 9:30 Eastern on our good buddy Nick Weiser's channel, Toxic Tuesday.
Nice.
And let me put Nick's channel, and everyone knows Nick anyway, but let's put that channel in there. Let me grab that. Let's see. Here we go. Here's Nick Weiser. All right. There's Nick. Yep. I did put out a short today on that Fantastic Four versus the Mole Man cover comic. I got 8 views. It's a weird with YouTube sometimes. It's like 8 views? Come on. How can I only get 8 views? That's such a cool action figure diorama. So I'll put that one in there too. Yeah.
Well, thank you all so much for being here. I didn't finish I'm sorry. The great Chris Persian was here tonight. The Vindicator Wrench of the North. The great D-Bud Martin. Thank you so much, Wrench of Iron. LT. Thank you, Avon Lives Long Live the Legion. J-Man, buddy. Can't wait to see you again next week. Had a great time tonight. Hungry Boy. Thank you for being here. Always a pleasure. Kal-El. Thank you, sir. Thor in Vegas. Maddie's Daddy. Fandy Outsidey. Max Red Stewed. And I want to thank you all for being here with us tonight. Really appreciate you all. The lovely ladies, Fiona, Lady Mist, Lisa, and all you guys too. Just kidding. We'll name you all out too. But we're heading out now.
Ladies first.
But ladies first, of course. But no, seriously, great to see you all here with us tonight. I'll get you all shouted out in and out on Wednesday night. We're going to get done with this real quick because it'll be a while. I know we've been here running way too long. So just when is Clobberin going to do a 24-hour marathon? Hey, Zachariah, good to see you. I would say maybe never. I don't know.
There's a 1 in a million chance.
If I do, you got to come on and hang out with me, Fiona. If I do one of those, you got to show up. You got to come on and hang out with me. You got to be on, at least for a few minutes, at least for a little while. So, all right. Thank you all, my friends, for being here with us tonight. We'll do all the shout outs and every other things we do on Wednesday night. Please have a fantastic week, and I'll see you out there on the streams, the streamy streams. And it'd be helpful if I got to my okay. Good night, everybody.
Clobberin time! Clobberonimo!
And they probably redesigned the whole sick bay, too. I know engineers, they love to change things.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit. Thank you.
I just love clobberin time!